the legal team, Geek Sensei, Raven, Sam, Mr. Blitzstick. You three, man. Yeah. You man are bad.
We are live, guys. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitzstick.
J1/3 of the Cyber Nerds.
And welcome to the TCN Gaming channel. Today, we've got The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt official full next-gen update review. Jesus.
Yeah, so much.
I was trying not to mess up there.
Bruv, you handled it still, you get me?
This is crazy. I'm looking forward to this presentation because we've been hearing about it. We've been hearing about remakes and the new games, and they're pushing Cyberpunk to the side and all them things there, but we finally got the next-gen updates, which I feel like I'm going to jump on this.
This is interesting because for me, it's like, I was in that place with the Arkham Knight where I was like, they're never going to do another one. But obviously they are doing another one, but I've always heard so much stuff about The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, it's so good in this, that. So I want this to almost appear to me like a brand new game. And if it is, then maybe I'll jump on it. But at the same time, aren't they going to remake this as well? Isn't they getting a remake of this?
I feel like they're remaking the trilogy.
So it's one of those ones. It's like, if they remake the trilogy, I'd rather jump on this on next gen and then start with like the new Witcher, almost how I handled the God of War situation. Like,
so what do you want to? Oh, it's a tough place because you can either start on The Witcher 1 remake or the new Witcher going forward.
And that's what I would say. I would start on whatever came forward in terms of if the remake came first, I'd start there. But if the new game comes first, I'd start there. And then when the remakes came, I'd still play those to be like, I've experienced the whole Witcher story experience, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, if this bangs, like, I just want to see what they've got here, man. I'm interested.
Same here. And guys, if you haven't already, make sure you've gone to our patreon.com/TheCyberNerdsGaming, where there's just be more in life. You'll be supporting the channel and helping us just do a lot more. So yeah, man, let's dive in and see what this thing's saying.
Hey, what's good, fam? If you enjoyed this video, check out our TCN community where you will get private Discord access to join us in chatting about all things movies and trailers, participating in our debates, and even submit your requests on which ones we watch. You also get access to our full movies, animes, and series reactions, so don't miss out. The link to join the community will be pinned comment.
Hello everyone and welcome to the very special episode of the Red Stream, where we'll be talking about some Witcher 3 next-gen update stuff. With me I have amazing guests. I have a technical Alicia Kozera. Hey guys. I have an acting narrative director, Philip Weber.
Hello.
And Charles Tremblay, our engineering director.
Hello.
Jeez.
It's nice to be able to talk about The Witcher finally.
Yes, finally. I mean, we've been, quite busy with preparing the update, with making sure everything is on point. So it's time that we can actually show you guys the gameplay. We can talk about those things in details. And, to be proud even more than we are right now, right? Okay. So yeah, we have a lot of cool things to talk about today, but I think I want to start with mentioning that the update is free if you get the game. So, prepare your PCs, your consoles, very comfortable chairs and sofas, get yourself some drinks for, The Witcher 3 sessions.
Cozy blankets.
Book some time off of work as well for that.
And do it on 14th of December.
Yes, the release is December 14th.
Yes.
Yo, what?
No, they had said that.
Let's say that.
Yeah, they had said that.
Let's go. Cool things. Okay, so the first thing I think we should mention is the ray tracing.
Yeah, that's the next gen feature.
Yes,
PC,
so for the PC we have the ray trace global illumination. So the visual fidelity is amazing. It replaced the old PBR that we had. We also have the ambient occlusion, the ray tracing and occlusion, again, really good. But we have other stuff. We have, of course, we integrated the FSR2 and we have the DLSS. We have also dynamic resolution scaling. And we have also a very nice new SSR, screen space reflection, because before it was only for the water, but now it's for everything. So I hope that it will.
Oh, shiny
awesome.
armor! I can feel
yes.
that. Okay, so ray tracing. The game will look even better right now with all
Even though
those
it said next gen
options.
update,
But I
this is
think we
basically
also
saying
have
this is
one
a
more for
remaster.
PC enthusiasts like me.
Yeah, so we also try to push
yeah,
even
yeah.
further. So we have also new Ultra Plus
remastered update.
settings
That's mad.
that you can play with. That include, like, for example, the background characters, grass density, level of details, all those settings we had. It's not a preset, but you can tinker around, play, and see if it's
If you've already
What
cracked
works
if it's
for
good
you.
for your machine.
you're done
And
still.
have fun.
I think so, yeah.
Pretty
I
sure
feel like this game
everyone
also
in
has
here
Plus.
and on the other side of the screen definitely.
I mean,
will play.
provided you have good
Obviously,
enough
they
PC.
hate you.
We're all gonna try.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best, right? Okay, so the game looks amazing. We have super cool, ray tracing options. We have the Ultra Plus settings, and all that combined in photo mode.
Yes. So now you can showcase the beauty of The Witcher 3 in the photo mode. And we know that you already were taking amazing
Everyone loves the
screenshots from
photo
The Witcher
mode.
3.
Bruv,
But we
it's-
wanted to
photo
give you a
mode's
little
quite
help,
fire,
so we
it is.
implemented a
Quite
photo
fire,
mode
bro.
into the game. You have some options to, stop Geralt, stop the scene, and play a little bit with the settings, maybe give it a little bit of different mood, change the angle, something like that. So yeah, I think you're gonna be able to create some really amazing shots, and really can't wait to see what you do, because we know from Cyberpunk that
So, yeah.
you guys are like breathtaking with that. And with The Witcher, I think you can also create something amazing. So can't wait for December 14th. Seriously,
Let's play the
internet's
photo mode a bit
gonna
more,
be
you know.
flooded
Always
with
too
screenshots.
engaged in the game to
Twitter,
jump into
Witcher
it, but-
everywhere, literally.
Yes.
And I
You gotta
think
do photo
think
mode,
we
fam.
have
Just one or
maybe
two
do
times. Just
that.
pause. I remember on
a
Spider-Man
photo mode
PS4, I was going
contest.
crazy.
Oh, yes,
on
we-
that occasion.
Even Gotham
For
Knights.
sure, we
like,
do love
bruv,
our
I'm in there.
photo mode
Yeah, it's got
contest,
photo mode as
so
well, it's
keep
legit,
your
bruv.
eyes open
Horizon's
for
photo mode's
something
stupid.
on The
Bruv,
Witcher.
it's legit, man.
Okay, so photo mode, awesome stuff. But we also have really cool cameras added in this patch. Like, I have my favorite one. I'm not gonna spoil it yet, but
I think we already saw the spoiler in
Yeah.
the gameplay.
yeah, we did a little bit.
Yes.
But
Yeah, so actually it wasn't a planned feature initially, it was more of an experiment. So, how would the game look like if we had the camera a little bit closer, a little bit to the side? And it honestly worked so well. Like, we showed it to many of our veteran gameplay designers to play around with it, that we decided to make it a full feature. So you can choose to have a new alternative camera mode that is much closer to Geralt. We of course know that
These man
people want to
didn't
have
wanna
their
put third
control,
person
so
in Cyberpunk.
it works when you're exploring,
they're
it
two
works in
different
combat,
teams,
or when
you
you're
know.
riding on road. But for all of these states, you can actually also choose to have the old camera. So you can combine, when I'm exploring, I want to be really close to Geralt, but when I'm on Roach, I actually want to be far away. So essentially you can mix and match. When I personally play the game now, I choose the alternative new camera all the time. I played The Witcher Wild Hunt many times, so for me it's actually new to play it like this, because it makes it feel like a bit
Fresh.
of a different game. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time we were walking in Novigrad with it, we were like, this is great. Like, well, holy hell, we want that.
Yeah, the angles, how you can
Yeah.
walk through the crowd. It feels a bit different. I like it.
yeah, for me, my favorite is like the horse camera. That you can see that friendship between Geralt and Roach is like the dynamic duo. So like that's gonna be my choice for sure. But yeah, the camera looks pretty cool, and I think a lot of people will I actually like it and enjoy playing it. Okay, so we covered PC parts. Right now, maybe let's jump to the next gen.
Okay,
Is
moving
the-
to consoles.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a next gen update if we don't have two modes. So performance and quality mode for consoles, and
I was wondering, I was
60
like, bruv,
and
this
30
person's not
FPS
very
for
good. Like,
Series
bruv, get someone
Did we
nice
add
on the
something
game.
specific to those mods? Maybe.
Yeah, for the Series X and PS5, the quality mode, we do have also the global illumination, ray trace, the ambient occlusion, of course, and of course the SSR will be there. For the console, we also have the FSR2 integrated, as we did for Cyberpunk. So this is ready to go, and of course dynamic resolution scaling to be sure that we get the smooth ride, 60 FPS and 30 FPS.
Well, and additionally,
Sounds weird, but I
if you
think I'd
play on
play
your
this in
PlayStation
frames.
5 or the Xbox Series
Well, it might
X
work better
and
on it.
S, a lot of
Just to
those
have
other improvements we
the
made, so
graphical
the
fidelity way
general
better than,
quality settings, higher textures, level of
like,
detail, all of
I
that.
feel like this
of course,
you
is
need
also much
graphics.
higher than it used to be on the old gen
mean,
consoles.
I
So
don't-
this will also be looking nicer,
Like I
no
said,
matter
for
if
me,
you have quality or
I don't think it
performance.
really
Yeah, I think
matters
it's much
once
closer
you're
to
in
the
game, you know what I'm saying?
Ultra
So-
than you know, before on console was way lower. So yeah.
Nice, nice. So it's gonna look great.
I mean,
Both on
it already
PCs,
does.
I mean, true. But also there's something specific for PS5 players. You know, this really nice controller that they have. So we added haptic feedback and
Go on.
adaptive triggers. Yes, exactly.
Do we have anything
This looks
specific
really good here on
connected to
PS5.
adaptive triggers maybe?
Why does this look better than
Well,
it
I
was on
mean,
PC?
you know,
or is
I
that
think
me?
the thing you notice the most is, of course, in
So
combat.
what mode is
you know,
this?
when
This
you
is
do your
performance.
sign,
That's
This is the
performance.
frame.
Yeah,
hits,
yeah.
the enemy or hits another sword, you can actually now feel the impact because you know it's
That
done
looks
with
good, bro.
the
That's
sound
really
waves
good.
of the actual sound. So you do have a bit of more of a visceral feeling when you actually
Just
use
talking
this
about
controller.
fidelity. But
So
I want to
personally
see what
like
fidelity
that
looks like if
a
they're going
lot.
to switch to it still.
It's a nice addition that
Performance
makes the
did look
combat
really
feel
good
a
right
bit,
there.
nicer.
One thing I noticed on the gameplay that we are showing on the screen is that the quick cast. That's another feature that I want to talk about with you guys.
Yeah, so again, similar as the camera, this was an experimental feature. So as you can tell, lots of the veteran developers or new developers working on this project, they just also wanted to do those cool things. And it's one of those elements that personal shout out to Eero Varendi, one of our designers. He actually worked on this personally as his hobby
Yay.
and then essentially asked, can I try to make a proper version of this in the game? And it essentially means that when you were using signs in the vanilla game, you always went to the radial menu where the time slowed down, you choose your sign, and then you cast it.
But now you
And
can do
now,
the quick
both on
action.
controller and on keyboard, essentially, you do not ever have to go to that radial menu again if you activate that mode. So instead of the, pressing, let's say, on the controller R2 to cast, you now hold it, and then all the face buttons or L2 become your signs. So A is
That's legit.
hard,
Fire.
L2 is
almost
igni.
like Kingdom
So
Hearts,
essentially, you
Final
can just
Fantasy style,
jump around
so-
doing your different signs however you want without having to
I don't think
pause
that bringing up the
game.
ring that slows things
So
down is bad.
it's
but
a bit
I like,
more
I
of
like
an
the
advanced
option,
feature because
yeah,
now
where
you
you
have
can
to
switch
use
both. That's
two
quite
buttons
tough.
instead of one, essentially. So it is, of course, as with the camera, it's a choice that you can activate. And of course, there's also a
remake
tutorial
of this
for
is
how
gonna
to
look
use it.
crazy, bro.
But
It's gonna
personally,
look
as
nuts,
someone who
bro.
played the game a lot, especially
honest,
if you
it
have a
might be
sign
good
build,
God of
I
War
would
just
never
came
want to
out,
go
fam.
back again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we are making Stein builds pretty much a default kind of with the setting.
Not a default, but I would say more direct, less, I would say maybe also, it's not annoying to always have to go
think
back to
they're
the
also
menu.
trying to
So now I
Yeah.
can just
transition
feel
people into what's
smoothly
gonna
I'm in
become in
combat
the
and I
new
never have
game.
to go out
Do you know what I'm
again.
saying?
So I would say it's more
I hope
fun
they
that
do
way.
leave in both
I
classic
can definitely
and the
see
regular
myself
and the new options,
messing
you know what I'm
up with all the
new
buttons.
games,
like
but
wrong
yeah.
that
combo,
they have
wrong
the over-the-shoulder
side.
look, but also the
fine, it's
classic
gonna
Witcher
work.
look as
I'm
well.
pretty
I
sure
hope they don't
I'll
ever lose
get
that,
my
you know
head
what I'm
around
saying?
it. So worry
So
not.
then people could be like,
we'll
I'm
see
playing
how that
classic
works.
mode, like,
Okay, we have the quick signs. We have all the additional gameplay features and that we will be talking about. But this is something I wanna mention because we've seen that also on the gameplay. It's the default map. Like I've seen a lot of cool filters right there. So
This is
maybe
something for Philip, definitely.
Yes.
It's personal.
So we added a new filter.
Wow.
So I can speak from my personal experience. I was one of the people who added all those smuggler caches in Skellige, and the way this content is meant is, you find it while exploring the world, and it's nice. I
Continent.
found some cool things I can go on.
For any game,
But it's not meant necessarily as a checklist.
Yo, that is
You should do all of
huge.
those 50 things. And the way the map presented it with,
this map bigger
all
than
the
the Red Dead
question marks,
Redemption 2
I
map?
think for some players
Yeah,
made it
bro,
feel like
that's
they
Red
have to do
Dead.
all of those things. And of course, the
Ain't
map
that the
looked
whole
very
world?
filled with
Oh,
lots of
That's
icons.
exactly.
So we added this new filter that essentially hides
It can't
those
be,
question
bro.
marks from your map and also hides the boat
Just
icons
gone
from your map,
crazy, innit?
which means the map is much cleaner now, and you can play the game, essentially finding those things naturally, not feeling forced to do all of them. But of course, we also know that there are players who like this. There are players who
the
want to
biggest
get all the
maps in
content,
the
who want to make sure that they found everything there is to find. So this is only a map filter default. You can also switch over to the filter all, and then you have all of those icons there. So it's not that we're getting rid of it. It's very much
14.
that if you
Burnout
prefer to
Paradise.
find these things organically, I think this mode is for
13
you.
True Crime
I really
Streets
love
of
how
LA.
with all of the features that we're
12
talking
Just
about, we
Cause
give
3.
a player a choice.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah, this is amazing. They can actually, if
Asher
you
Rams
liked
Cool,
what was
11.
already there, feel free to keep it. If you want to try something new,
Test Drive
Try it.
Unlimited 2.
Yeah, and that's very
That's
much
10.
the idea behind this whole
9. What's that, Final
next-gen
Fantasy
edition,
15?
which is, if you really love The Witcher and you
8,
know
The
the game,
Crew.
this shouldn't now feel like a different game. This
7,
should be the
Fuel.
game that you love,
Still the same
that you like
amazing
to play.
experience.
Guild Wars Nightfall.
Exactly, and you know, even with
5,
the ray
Elder
tracing,
Scrolls
it
2.
looks like the game in your dreams,
4,
that you
Microsoft
remember
Flight
how it looked
Sim,
like,
get out of
and
here.
when you
3,
compare it, the
Minecraft.
difference is really staggering.
2,
But
Elite
you know, the art
Dangerous.
style didn't suddenly
1,
change.
No Man's Sky.
And it's still
We're not in the
true
top
to what it should be,
50.
and it's the same for the features. You can play
What?
the game you want to play, but you can also experiment with some
me
new
find
features.
them.
OG way.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I can still go to Skellige and
And
get,
just look for all
look on
the...
map and
Yeah.
see like where is the map? Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, you
That thing's
guys
a
mentioned
paradox,
that games from the dream and
Star
you
Wars
know
Galaxy
it looks
15.
amazing. I keep saying that because I'm amazed how
Ghost Recon
good it
Wildlands
looks.
17.
So
that map's
you know,
crazy.
I know we added some extra adjustments,
some
right,
small
to environment,
Assassin's
to
Creed Odyssey is
like
at
you know
19.
characters and whatnot. Can we maybe mention some of them?
Yeah, we have
The
a
Witcher
lot
3,
actually.
number
I
21.
think we have a new. All the grass has been improved. Almost all the foliage asset has been.
Does this include
reworked.
DLC?
We also have a lot of environment mesh changed, so
what's
higher
that,
resolution,
21?
better
Red Dead coming
textures
up
almost
soon,
for everything.
22 it's gotta be.
And I think that we
Black
also
Flag
integrated quite a lot of
23.
mods.
Grand Theft Auto
And also on
24.
console this time around, not just on PC. So shout out also I think for the HD reworked that we integrated. And also all the monsters, everything has to be have been improved. We also increased the budget for the streaming, so of course that means that the texture will be, of course, higher resolution.
San
everywhere.
Andreas.
And yeah, there were many
Red Dead
of these
Redemption
little
2, number
projects where
33 on the
old
list.
Witcher veterans
Guess because it looks
that
so
had
big,
plans to
but
do something. They now had a
value.
chance to, you know, oh, I'll quickly install the engine for 2 weeks and I'll make some tweaks. So even small things that by themselves don't feel like a lot,
Yes.
but
I guess
when
I'm
all
gonna
of them
start
come
playing
together,
games
it's really nice. So now you see smoke come up from villages far in the distance. The cobblestones in Novigrad are not normal maps anymore. They're actually 3D. So all of these things just come
Vista
together.
missing the village now. The village is there.
Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
awesome. We also got updates from the dev team, like, oh, look, new grass, check it out. Wow, what a
New grass.
beautiful grass, and
There's
new
grass
clouds.
and grass.
Wow, they actually, if you look at them side by side, the difference is amazing, even with like this one small change.
Yeah, and this is again, the weather, the clouds, the sky, it's supposed to look like you remember, but a lot of those assets were upgraded or, just similar with the camera, added a bit more variety. So as an example, you might have new weather conditions that weren't there before.
I mean, like, it all sounds like you guys were super busy, and I know you were like even busier than that. But I guess everyone was so happy to jump back to The Witcher, right? To actually give that extra push for one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Honestly.
Yeah, I think the whole team was actually quite happy when we discussed about, okay guys, we need to jump to The Witcher. Yep, let's do it. Let's go back, no worries.
Yeah, and shout out to the
Get me off
production
this
team for
shit.
letting us do a lot of these things, because some of those fixes were also done kind of illegally by people, people assigned to work on Cyberpunk, maybe like sneak in 1 hour, oh, I'm gonna help you with that cool thing. So, usually people were very happy to just quickly jump in and do this cool thing.
Yo!
This is amazing,
Slander
coming back
inside
to
the
our like
same
legacy.
office, bro.
Bro, it's not slander, bro. Hey, you gotta do the right thing.
Okay, so
Great
we
co-workers, fam.
covered some of the gameplay features. Obviously, there will be more minor tweaks, some fixes and whatnot. We'll definitely get back to it later. But we also hear our community, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, guys, like forums, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, we read all of that. And it's not only about us as a community team. I'm sure you guys in the dev also go there and check out what our community is requesting, what they're talking about. So we read that and we actually put some of those stuff to life. So, for example, in this update, we are giving you some additional modes for Geralt to walk. So on the controller. So if you push the stick very lightly, he's gonna walk slowly, and if you tap it, he's gonna sprint.
So the boss will Geralt. I like it. Like he'll be like I'm the king now here.
So that wasn't in the game.
And it's actually
It
also
must
an
have
option
been,
again
but
where in
not
the
the
vanilla
tap to
game
sprint.
you press your A button on the controller to sprint, but also actually lots of other games people prefer that
Yeah, on the stick.
on the stick. And this is also something that we don't change by default, but if you want it, you can activate it for yourself.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so other requests, also something that you probably already saw in the gameplay that we were showing you. You can now scale subtitles. So if you don't see that well, or if you want to have an easier experience with the game, you can now make them bigger, make them smaller, whichever you like. It's just something that I think is going to be useful for all of us.
Yeah, I think in my times of 2015 being tech support representative, we've got a lot of requests for scale subtitles. So I'm pretty sure people will be happy. But this is one of the requests. But the other thing, I'm pretty sure we want to cover that.
Oh yeah.
Is the 2 quest fixes. Specific.
Two specific quest fixes. Yeah, you guys probably know this quest because comments about that pop up even now. Like, please fix that.
Oh, yeah.
And we are fixing that. We are fixing From Ophir's Shore, and the wolf armor hand. So.
Yeah, and we tried to do the tricky way of also, if you played the game previously and it actually is broken on your save, when you install the patch, it should actually now also work retroactively.
That's legit.
And actually, those are the 2 famous ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there are actually quite a bunch more
Of
that
course.
we actually also fixed. So, there's a certain smith who sometimes didn't like to talk to you. That one should work now. And lots of just small issues. Like, we actually did another QA pass of the game, stutters in cutscenes, small stuff that we just try to add more polish.
Speaking of cutscenes, you mentioned something
Yes.
behind the scenes to me.
Before we started.
Yeah, it's a nice quality of life improvement. So, our code team actually did a fix because, it actually isn't that easy to pull it off. There's a reason why it was like that in the vanilla game, that now during scenes and cutscenes, you can pause the game. Some people might not even remember that wasn't possible.
Yeah.
Yo!
But that actually is
Sorry about
possible.
of life.
Yeah, so if you have someone at the door or you need to go to the toilet
right.
while a scene is playing, you can pause it now. It's nice quality of life improvement.
So we won't have like, Mom, no, I can't pause it.
Well,
Not
if
anymore.
you use it as an excuse, you can still do it.
Okay.
Okay, so scale subtitles fixes to like 2 most famous or maybe infamous
And
quests.
more also.
But we also adding new subtitles.
Yes, I mean, it's not only subtitles, it's the entire voiceover for the game, so actual dubbing. We are adding Chinese simplified. So
Tapping into
now
that market,
the game will
yeah?
be fully
Yeah, man,
voiced in
gangster,
Chinese, and this is a lot of players that can enjoy the game in their native language. So I hope you guys like it. But besides that, there are also some improvements to other languages, so hopefully the experience will be better in those as well.
Can it even get any better?
I mean,
yes.
we have some more stuff. I think like some minimap. That's something I heard that there was some cool feature about minimap.
Yeah, so, it's again a smaller feature. So, I don't want to oversell all of these things, but it's nice quality of life stuff. So, in the main game, you could have your mini-map, your quest objectives always showing, or you could turn those off. But then they were off. Exactly, until you turn them on again in the main menu. But essentially, we try to make a hybrid mode of this. So, when you're just exploring, walking around, those things will be invisible. But of course, you can, if you want to check the minimap to know you're going in the right direction, you can just press your focus mode button and then it will show for, a long, like 7 seconds or so. So you have time to orient yourself until it nicely disappears again. But if you keep wanting to just have it there for a long time, you can just hold the button. Also, or if you're in combat, the minimap and your objective, they do then also just dynamically show up. So you know you have all of your information. So we just try to give you more choice with this.
Hopefully I won't get lost. Hopefully.
But you can still
Can't
keep.
promise.
You still have the choice. You can still keep the minimap. That's
Yeah,
all about
I
this
think
update.
I'm gonna try to actually get the full exploration mode, in my next gameplay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it's forests, rivers, it's all beautiful. So I'm not gonna even
I
be
think
mad.
Night
Very,
City
very
is easier
interesting.
because like the
Interesting to
streets,
me,
and
especially
here
as a
I just
studio.
get lost in the
Wow.
forest.
But you
I
know,
feel like
it's
it's been super
even if you
transparent
get
with
lost,
what
right?
goes on
You're
there.
surrounded
Yeah,
by
like-
all this beauty.
Yeah.
You,
They've got
you
a
know,
bad
you
rap
just
for
look
Cyberpunk,
and you
but I
know you
feel
can
like
hear
I've
the
heard all the
trees,
Witcher
you can
games
hear
to
the
a certain
wind.
extent.
You can even you
Wasn't
know
broken,
hear those
but
small
wasn't-
kids
yeah.
singing something in
Bruv,
there.
These guys
Creepy
always
song
go back
about
to
the
the
Master
game.
Mirror.
For example.
I was about to say,
But
bruv,
it just
when you're making
you're
an
not
IP
feeling
like this
even
and
mad
you
from
know you're
being
gonna be
lost.
working
So
with
you
it
know
a lot for that long.
that's
It's alright,
super
bruv.
really
And this is why
really
the
cool.
fans are still here.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Why
so
this
you know
franchise is
we've
so
been talking
successful,
for a
It's like you get
while
other
now.
fandoms, and the
We
people just go
mentioned
crazy,
some
like, one
major
bad
stuff
thing,
that are coming
and
to
it's
the
the
patch,
end,
but we
bruv.
also added
Like,
some minor tweaks,
I don't want to
improvements
bring
here
up
and
Arkham
there.
Knight,
So
bruv,
it
but
won't
it's
be
like that,
just
bruv,
what
like,
we're
yeah.
talking
You
here,
can't
right?
just, like, with
And
the
you
whole
know,
Gotham
as a
Knight
reminder,
situation, you can't
update
just
will be
kill the
free,
game.
and it's
You
also
can't just-
an upgrade, right,
it's
from
dead, bruv.
PlayStation 4 to
You gotta
PlayStation
build it,
5,
bruv, and you can
5
build a
for
game
from
from being
Xbox
good to great
to
over
Series
time,
X
you know what I'm
and
saying?
S,
That's how you get
right? So
successful
you know, it's
franchises.
gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
sounds
we're
like
gonna
care
have
and
patch notes
dedication there,
before, hopefully December 14th, so you can check out all the changes. But I'm pretty sure that we won't be able to fit all of them
There's
into
a lot of
that.
surprise also. In
Yeah. I mean, we
surprises.
like surprises. You probably
Yeah.
know that. So we keep some stuff hidden for you to discover while you're playing the game.
Exactly. The patch note, various
I was
little
about to say, I
improvements
guess
and
they're still working on
surprises.
something.
I think that's the best patch.
I think one surprise that we can just slightly show, maybe, it's the
one that we
something that we
announced
announced already during the WitcherCon, so the
Yes.
Netflix DLC quest.
What?
We will be showing.
Netflix DLC
we are actually
quest.
showing right now the very, very beginning of the quest, but we're not gonna dive in.
Yes, it's very important. We don't want to spoil anything because the thing is, you know, I also don't want to oversell it. We just thought that if we're offering those new, you know, armors, swords, items, that we just want to make it feel a bit more part of the game. And of course, if it's a cool armor, you know, as with other armors in the game, there should be some quest or content connected to it. So we
maybe it's the
tried
armor
to,
from
you know,
the
make a
Netflix
quest
show.
that makes it part of the game, so
And
it
we
feels
chose a very cool
nice.
place for that
Yes.
quest.
Yeah, so if you're a big Witcher fan, you know, that place, it's very famous for people wondering what is going on there. What is so we
Something
actually
should be there.
exactly, and now something
Now it's
Surprise.
is there. Yeah, and you know, again, it was more of an improvised thing where so many Witcher veterans, we just like, hey, can you help us with this? Can you help us with this? And in the end, it came together really nicely.
Yeah, but I think it was not so improvised afterwards because we even brought our voice actors back to record some lines for the quest, right?
Yeah, so we almost forced the hand of our localization by, you know, oh, maybe, you know, we'll just have 50 lines or maybe, you know. So it worked out really well. And it was really nice to just hear all the Geralts again, to be honest. As you know, Duck Hockle or, you know, all the other actors. It's cool.
Amazing. Okay, so I finished the quest and I don't get the armor, I get the, schematics.
Diagrams,
Yeah, you have to put in some work.
Yes.
But I think apart from, you know,
Yes.
Geralt Season 1 and Season 2, armor and swords, we also have 2 extra things from the Netflix.
So we
What
have
a surprise, isn't it?
Jaskier Dandelion, whichever name we are using here. We have an alternative outfit for him, and you can actually just switch it on from the get-go in
Like
the
Tristan on the
menu.
fur, yeah.
Yeah. And
That's the armor right
one
there.
fun thing that we
Witcher one, that
added
looks sick.
is a Nilfgaard armor. If you turn it on and go to the Nilfgaard card, you can see what we actually what it looks
we mean.
like.
Okay, so I think we covered most of the things that we wanted to talk about today. We left only one thing that people already know from Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah. This is the feature. If you play Cyberpunk, you know it. The cross saves, cross progression. So if you log into your GOG account on your PC, PS5, Xbox, etc., you can easily just move your saves from one platform to another. So you started on PC a while back. Now you bought PS5. You want to play the same playthrough. No problem. Your saves will sync, and you can easily start from where you finished
crazy.
last time.
Okay. I think that's it for
I mean,
today.
that's not it. Obviously, there was
Have
going to be
everything,
much
play
more
on
in the
everything.
update, in the
Yeah.
patch notes. We'll be talking about the update for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But this is it for
These man,
today's
that
stream.
Cyberpunk gear, you know.
So yeah, you know, remember guys,
it-
the update
I think it
is
already
free
started.
if you're already on the game. You know, just be ready.
think it's already-
December 14th.
Coming fast.
Started working
Coming
because
fast,
there was
exactly.
an update and a
And
roadmap.
I think
And after
before
said
we
update,
leave,
it was
we
like,
have
oh, this is what
one
the best game I've
tiny,
ever played.
maybe not that
Been
tiny,
like this.
thing
it's
for you to
broken.
I need
to
a
watch.
I need third person, bro.
after
When they bring that
we're-
in, I'm in.
That'd be legit.
we're off.
I'm in day one. When they
And
bring
yeah,
that
we
in,
all
fam.
invite you to play The
I feel
Witcher
like tweeting them.
once
Yo,
again
man, don't forget about
with
third
whatever
person.
settings
Now
you
that we
want.
know that they listen.
Tell us what you think about this update. We cannot wait
actually
to
really
see
good.
the screenshots, all the, you know, all your feedback. Maybe there will be, you know, something that you wanna also have included. Maybe we'll do some extra mod magic again. Who knows? But yeah, guys, see you offline and online because we have one very small thing prepared for you closer to the release. We're not gonna spoil it, but it's gonna be super cool. And yeah, see you December 14th.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Corner. Everyone's trying to rush in for this Christmas, you know. Oh yeah, that was actually pretty legit. The thing I took away the most. was that,
Novgard's
like,
crossed
they
the
listen to
Pontar in the
community,
east.
Anything that
Means war's
comes up the
coming.
most, they're obviously
War
ready for it, but there's
changes
also little
everything.
things that they do here and
By
there.
order of the
People feel
hierarch,
like,
whosoever conceals a mage in their home shall burn alongside him or her.
I really just love. I love
Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
That, like, it's legendary.
We are
you
at
know
war,
what I'm saying? Multiple
and
games
she's
a year
in
winners,
danger.
bruv, like Ultimate Edition.
You will find her and
Mare
bring her
and its
to me.
DLC, bruv. They've even got a brand new IP that's
She's a
out.
child of the elder
Still
blood.
heavily working on this, bruv.
I've gotta
They're doing
find
an
Ciri.
update for free that can go across all consoles, all generations. You see how like it never stops, bruv, because they're like continually trying to make this game the best thing ever.
Why are you helping her? Because she's a danger, a mortal one, a power that could destroy the world.
You
must find her, Geralt. Before the wild hunt does.
When the community are complaining about something, how can we fix it?
I will find her, or someone who knows what happened to her.
Who are you? Game I don't even play. You know what I'm saying? Like a game I haven't played yet.
A legend cannot be killed, can it?
The wild hunt will be here soon. They're coming for Ciri.
Hold them back!
I'm just gonna go back. I watch games. I'm just gonna go. Come round to go watch games.
That's why I feel like I think the biggest regret of the Cyberpunk is that they kind of like lied. Over what's the word I'm looking for?
Overhyped?
Overhyped what was expected of the game. So when those features went in, that's when people were kind of pissed off. But the game in general is good, and I feel like if they're doing this with The Witcher, there's no way they're gonna create a brand new baby that's theirs and then make it dead.
See, but it's not that's not never the plan. But I think what happens is, like, and I think for me, a lot of the stuff that a man hears about Cyberpunk is they're talking about, the investors this, the investors that. There was a lot of, and I'm like, if you've come in and you've seen a studio that's made The Witcher, The Witcher 3, whatever, one of the greatest games ever made, yeah, you're like, okay, we want another one of these. We want our own IP. But then you start putting restraints and restrictions on them because it's got to do A, B, and C. Or it might have to be out at this time, or it might have to look this. It has to include a star actor. Do you know? Like when you start doing stuff like that, it starts taking away from what made something like The Witcher. Do you get what I'm saying? And bear in mind, it's coming from a rich mythology of books and novels and all of that stuff as well. So it's like, it's ever expanding. When you've got something that doesn't necessarily have that, it's easier to, like, I don't want to say cut corners, but cut corners and get to where we got to. What I would hope is that they show the same love for this, for Cyberpunk as they have for this, like you're saying, in the terms of, it's their baby. And this is why I'm here like, yo, let me get a third person mode because that will make me play the game. But like, I've started like 4 times.
Yeah.
Created a character and then been like, this is in first person, I can't do it, bro. Like, It's mad, but I do want to play the game. I want to support a studio like CD Projekt Red that I know support their community. I want to be involved in it. So get me involved, like, get me. Third person mode, please.
Yeah, like all I want for them is just to create one other IP, whether it already be established or new from them, and just have The Witcher, Cyberpunk, and this IP, and then that's it.
You need 3 of them.
Just 3, just a rotating. Like I feel like obviously
that gives you the time
Cyberpunk-
in between years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the Cyberpunk is, I don't know if it will ever have third person. That's like a first person RPG kind of thing. So it's kind of like The Witcher, but The Witcher's like old school, third person kind of thing.
Red
so
Dead Redemption, GTA type of thing.
Yeah, so if you have one that's something modern
day,
yeah, that's a kind of different, or maybe a mismatch of the two, and I don't know what kind of, I can't remember what that will have, if it's RPG or not. I just have 3 things you're looking after, and it's like, boom.
This is us.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot, man. And I really thought that's where Rockstar was going with the whole Red Dead, GTA, and just kind of staying there with the 2. And like, but now it's just like where it's looking like Red Dead is just getting cannibalized for reasons unknown. Microtransact, bro.
It always, that's why I feel like The Witcher gets so much more love right now than Cyberpunk, because they are going to come back to Cyberpunk. I feel like it's going to be heavily looked after, but The Witcher, like you said, it's just constantly got that fan base behind it, the community behind it, and bruv, there's no way you're making a remake, a remaster, and a new game if there's no money in it. And from time this and that, other people were going from a Cyberpunk game to like go back to this and be like, oh, let me help you with this. I just feel like then there's also love behind the people who are in the studio that love the game as well. So,
bruv, they probably sign up to work on The Witcher, innit?
Yeah, that's it.
So, it's mad, but yeah, man, love this still.
Yeah, for me, I feel like this is a good jumping on point. So I'm definitely gonna jump on here. Just I didn't expect it December 4th though.
You've just got 14th. You got to let that. You got to push that date out your mind. Complete the games you got to complete, and then start this. Well, your backlog never ends, innit?
Yeah, so this is definitely 2023.
100%.
This between January and February is just when. But it's also mad because there's other games end of January, beginning of February.
Like, when I think about my calendar, I'm like, I've got space around summer. I've got space around summer.
And we all know there's more games coming,
yeah,
so
fam,
yeah.
it's wild, man.
The backlog continues. But guys, let us know in the comments down below. What do you think of The Witcher, The Wild Hunt, this presentation? Are you jumping on next gen? Have you played it before? You kind of stopped. Now you're gonna, cross-platform your saves to maybe your PS4 to your PS5, or maybe your Xbox to your PC. That feature is actually really, really sick. And if you haven't already, make sure you go into our patreon.com/cybernerds gaming, where there's more content in life. Support the channel. You know you love us, we love you. Appreciate you, man. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
J1 further the Cyber Nerds.